Hey everyone, Tech here. Welcome to Tech's Tavern. Grab a brew, pull up a chair, and let's do a quick look first impressions video for FTL, or Faster Than Light, for you non-sci-fi jargon players out there. Shouldn't be probably very many of them though. However, this is a game you've probably noticed over the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days on Steam. It's been like, I think, the #2 seller right behind Borderlands 2. And there's good reason for that. It's actually a great little game done by Subset Games, which I believe it was created by a pair of buddies who did a Kickstarter program to get this going. And it's actually, I'm sure, having great success now at this point, because I think it's been selling very, very well. What it is it's a space-themed roguelike type of mini RPG kind of a game. However, it's a roguelike, so you basically play, it's the kind of game where you play and you see how far you can get before you get killed, and then you start all over again. There is some kind of progression and unlocks as far as unlocking ships and things, and I'll show you some of that in a new game here. I haven't played that many games, but right here what this is it's showing an overview of your ship, and you start each game out in the same way with, you pick your ship, which you have a choice of several ships as you unlock them. As you can see here, I've only unlocked actually 2 ships so far, but there's a lot of different things that you can do to unlock different ships. So like this one, you need to go into the NG homeworlds and help them. That's the way it kind of gives you the clue of how to unlock it. This one here, you have to beat the final boss, which I have not gotten to myself yet, but my son, who I bought the game for, he actually has gotten to the boss and told me, "Hey Dad, it's friggin' impossible." So we'll see. We'll see when we get to that point. But we'll just play with the default ship for right now that you start with. And you can customize your crew and do some different things. Eventually you can actually unlock different layouts, which actually change the layout of the particular ship design, so that the rooms are kind of in different areas and your crew setup is a little bit different. And how you do that is through these achievements here. You can, if you unlock 2 of the 3 achievements, you unlock the different type. So there's a lot of little stuff you can do. There's the easy and normal mode. The easy mode I played a few times, then went up to normal. The easy was almost a little too easy. I mean, it still gave a challenge, but the first 2 jumps worth of stuff was like just cake, and then it kind of then goes to normal difficulty, it seems like. So you're just better off playing normal, I think, overall. I don't know, maybe for the first game or 2, but we'll go ahead and get into a game. It says here, the data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for your journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get into the exit before the pursuing Rebel fleet can catch up. The Rebel fleet, represented by the red circle on the map, moves closer to your position every time you jump. Certain events can slow or speed up their movement speed. And I'll explain that in just a second. However, I wanted to point out that, again, since it's kind of a rogue-like type game, it is random every time you play it, so you will not be going through the same sectors or anything like that. It is completely randomized, which is really cool. A big part of the game is moving your crew around within the ship to repair systems, put out fires, things like that. Keeping track of your hull strength up here. If your hull goes to 0, you lose. If all your crew members die, you lose. You got to keep track of things like how much fuel you have every jump you make. Right now I got 16 fuel, so I can do 16 jumps, but you got to find more fuel. Weapons, that's how many missiles I have if you happen to have a missile launcher equipped, which we do. A big thing is the power grid. Down here you can upgrade your power grid, but you only have so many power bars here. Power bars, that's terrible. You only have so much power on your power grid to move around your systems. You can do things like turn certain things off when you need to get power to a different system. Say you don't have enough, you can deactivate your med bay, things like that to get the power that you need. But right now we'll just go ahead and keep everything on right this second, and we will make a jump. Here you can see the basic kind of motion scheme to the game here. See, I watch football games today, so I'm saying motion and scheme, okay? But what you're basically doing here is you're starting from the left and moving to the right to get to the exit. You have to keep moving because there's a big rebel fleet that comes from the left side of the map here and starts pushing across, chasing you. If they catch you, you're pretty much dead. You get some very, very difficult fights, and they'll pretty much take you out, so you have to stay ahead of them. So let's go ahead and do a jump here. You can jump obviously to any of the ones that have the lines drawn to them, so you got to kind of pay attention to that as you're mapping your way across. We will jump to this one here. Seems like typically if you can hit about 5 to 6 points on each sector, you're doing pretty good. You arrive near a damaged and dilapidated space station. It appears to be abandoned, but you detect faint light signatures on board. You have two options: board the station and look for survivors, or scrap some of the debris. And see, so you get a lot of this kind of thing where it's, you know, not every jump you make is a fight. Sometimes it's a kind of a RPG decision type thing where you're trying to decide what to do. We will look for survivors. Human corpses are scattered across the station. You find the source of the signal, a lone survivor that locked themselves in a storage closet. You quickly retreat with them in tow back to the ship and hope they can recover enough to be of some use. Scrap 7. And we also got a crew member. So one thing I want to do before we jump again is I do want to move some of my crew members around. By moving them into certain places, they help you with bonuses and get better at repairing and things like that. Typically what I like to do, you need to have at least one guy on the bridge for maneuvering. You need to have, and then I like to have your most primary systems in early goings of battles is typically your engines, your weapons, and your shields. Then everything else is kind of secondary. And with this layout, with the oxygen, the O2 here is the oxygen, which if that goes out, your oxygen will slowly start depleting and it could kill your crew members. But with it being right next to the engine room, this guy can kind of jump back and forth, so not a problem. Okay, we have a store right there, but I'm not going to go to it because I really don't have that much scrap. This number at the top, the 17, that is basically your scrap / money. You can use it to buy things at these stores, or you can use it to actually upgrade your ship. But we don't have very much, so we're just going to keep moving through right now. Let's see what we have here. Okay, you recognize the ship as a well-known slave trader. He hails you and offers you laborers for cheap. Okay, so you can buy crew if you have enough scrap to give them, which 47 scrap is ridiculous, so I wouldn't have done that anyway. I can attack them, or I can ignore them and continue, but we're going to attack the slaver scum. So we already have our weapons powered, so you can see here the little bars, they're charging. Now typically what you want to do is, most of your enemies, they're going to have a shield here like this, so you can actually see the little, you know, egg-shaped shield around his ship. Missiles are able to penetrate shields, so usually you can fire a missile through to disable their shield, so then you can use other weapons like burst lasers to try to take out other primary systems. Okay, so now I'll pause it, and you can pause at the spacebar. He hit my medical, so we'll go ahead and move this guy over here to fix medical real quick in case we need it later. I did take out his shields completely. Now I believe the way it works is you can either take a system out, either orange or red. Orange means it's kind of disabled but can be fixed. Red means it's a long fix. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our burst laser and we're going to take out their weapons so they don't shoot us anymore. Alright, he surrenders right away. Obviously he was scared of our prowess there. We surrender. Take one of our slaves as tribute. If you destroy us, they'll die anyway. Okay, I'll go ahead and do that because I don't want to just kill all these people that are on his ship. So we got another crew member. We will go ahead and move that crew member into the sensor room. And we'll let this guy keep repairing our med before we do anything. And then we will move on. Alright, so med's fixed. We'll move him back into the shields. And we will continue our journey. Let's jump down this way. Uh-oh, that doesn't look good. We're close to a sun. This beacon has been placed too close to a supergiant Class M star. The ship will gradually overheat until you get out of here, or die. A pirate, apparently oblivious to the danger of the sun, moves in to engage. Alright, so this means we're going to kind of take damage from the sun, so we got to get this over with. So let's go ahead and let our weapons charge up. And kind of do the same drill. We'll try to take his shields out again. Now, there's a lot of things that come into the game as you go along. There's ships that have boarding crews. They can beam on board. There's a lot of different things. Let's go ahead and target shields. See if that hits. It did. So let's target weapons. Okay. We're doing good. Okay, now we have fires here. Now there's a couple different ways you can take care of fires. That solar burst or whatever that was that happened started fires in this empty hallway and in our engine room. Now as you can see, Vivamord is already fighting the fire in here. You can send crew members to fight the fire, or you can vent the atmosphere. Now because of where these rooms are at, for me to vent atmosphere, I would have to vent it through this chamber, through the oxygen, through the engine room, through the back. And I don't really want to... I don't know if I really want to do that. Well... You know what? What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move him into there and him into there to fight it. Let's unpause. Let's fire our missile to take this guy out. Okay, and then everybody's safe, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to vent atmosphere. I'm going to open these doors in the back and let the atmosphere, basically you take the oxygen out, the fire goes out. Okay, we destroyed him. We were able to salvage some fuel, some missiles, and some scrap, so that's good. Okay, they put the fire out. I'm going to send him to medical because he's a little injured from fighting the fire. Yeah, he is too. We'll just send them both over there. Okay, the fire is out, but you can see it's a little pink here because there's no atmosphere now. So now what we need to do is we need to close these doors. Actually, we'll leave those doors open. And then we will open these doors so that the oxygen can filter in from the rooms. We should have jumped. Let's hurry up and jump before that blast happens, if we can. Alright, we're still next to it. Okay. Let's pause for just a second here. This is getting a little tricky because we're still near a sun and now we got another battle. Let's move this guy back into here, and we'll move this guy back into here, and then we'll move him into the engine room in just a second. We need our weapons to hurry up and charge. We're leaving these doors open to get the atmosphere. Shields should stop the first one, the second one will hit. Our shields kind of got stunned a little bit, but should be okay. Solar flare imminent. Okay. I'm gonna very quickly align this and hope that that hits the shields. Okay, good. We took his weapons out and his shields. Alright, now we have some serious issues here. Alright, we can vent the atmosphere for this room, which is easy. So we'll do that. Close that. We'll send him over to fight that, and we're going to send this guy back to fight that one for right now. Okay, and then we're going to vent both of those rooms if we can. And then let's try and take this guy out. Alright, we took him out. Our FTL drive is still charging. Okay, and these guys are taking a little bit of damage from the firefighting. Let's get him over here to help. And let's close these doors. Those fires are out. Okay, that fire is out. We'll move him to medical. We'll move this guy up here to fight that fire. And then we need to hurry up. Oh, we can't jump yet. Dang it. Come on, FTL. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. No. Okay, our shields held that one, I think. Let's move this guy out here to medical real quick. Let's move this guy in here to fight this last fire. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's close some of these hatches. I don't like leaving them all open because weird things can happen. Oh, we're still venting that. These guys are all healed. Oh, we need to hurry and jump. Okay. Okay, we have distress signal over here. Let's jump to that. Alright, we're away from the sun finally. You locate the source of the distress call, a nearby human mining colony. An unknown disease is spread virulently. Yeah, whatever. I butchered that already. I'm not going to try it a third time. Among the workers. It's a virus. They are trying to set up a quarantine to mitigate the spread of the disease, but lack of any enforcement and a riot seems likely. Okay, this one is interesting. When you get things like this, sometimes if you have a certain, like a different race crew member, sometimes you get a third option that allows you to easily avoid the situation, but we don't have that in this case because we have a full human crew right now. I'm gonna try to help, and it paid off. With the visible threat of your weapons, the infected becomes subdued enough for you to set up a rudimentary quarantine. However, before you leave, one of your crew presents signs of infection. You have no choice but to leave them on the station in the hopes that they discover a cure quickly. You leave before more crew succumb. 3 missiles, 1 drone, 9 so we lost a crew member. That kind of sucks. Alright, let's move that guy. Wait, let's see. Any of these guys been getting skill ups at all? Not really. Alright. Let's jump again. And as you can see, the rebels there, they're kind of creeping behind us now, so they're moving up. We probably have enough time for 3 jumps, maybe 2 to be safe. Let's do this distress one over here. You arrive at the distress beacon near a small asteroid belt and find a ship with pirate markings partially crushed between 2 large rocks. It must have been illegally mining the belt without proper equipment. You can try to dislodge the ship by shooting at the rocks or destroy and loot the ship. They're just pirates. I'm going to destroy and loot the ship. They're just pirates. Sounds good to me. Alright, let's jump. Yeah, we got enough time. Let's jump this one, and then we'll hit the exit next. You detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refueling outpost. Their weapons are charged, but they're not firing yet. So if it's a refueling outpost, we may be able to buy some fuel or even buy some equipment, depending on how, if it's a full station or whatever. But it says refueling, so it'll probably just be fuel if we save them. Let's go ahead and intervene and defend them. I don't know who you are, but no one defies the rebel fleet. Well, okay, now this guy, he has a combat drone. It's going to fly around and attack my ship. Now, the way to take it out is you have to take their drone room out, which is this little radio signal looking one right here. But the first thing we're going to do with this guy is take out his shields, though, because he doesn't have defensive drones launched, because they would be flying around his ship. So we will take out the shields, and then this burst laser will take out the drone, and then we will charge for the next one. Let me close these doors. Our firefighting is over. You can actually, too, you can close or open all doors this way. I don't know why you would want to open all doors. That seems like that would be very dangerous, but... okay, and then we're going to take out his weapons with a missile, if we can. We missed. We will use burst laser then. Okay, his weapons are disabled. I like the little touches too, like when you disable their weapons, you see the weapons like slide back into the housings. That's a pretty cool little touch. Now, I only have 6 missiles left, actually. And he's almost dead, so I'm not going to waste another missile. I'm just going to power that down, and I'll use my burst laser for it. Alrighty. Now the drones, like you saw there that he had, you have attack drones, and you have defense drones, and you can have like repair drones. I have 3 right now, but you can't actually use them until you find a drone control. And they hail us and give us some more. Okay, so it was just basically a double thing. We have enough time for one more jump. Let's do one more jump before we hit the exit. An advanced rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small rebel space station. Sensors indicate it's a storage vessel for military goods. Interesting. Attack the automated ship to get to the storage cache, or avoid provoking the ship. We shall provoke. Alright. We need to get our missiles online. And try to take him out quickly if possible. Okay, and you see the way that works is he shot one time there, and one shot took my shields down. Now if I upgrade my ship, which I should have already done it by this point, we'll do right after this, you can upgrade your shields, for instance, which is one thing I usually upgrade early, to where it'll take, say, 2 hits. Because a strategy the AI will use is it fires a shot behind another shot. So it'll be like one shot that takes your shields out, and then the other one flies through and hits before they come back up, because you'll see they come back up. So let's go ahead and try to take out that, and then that, and hope they hit. Alright, the lasers got there first, but it still, the outcome was what we wanted. Let's move him over here to help fight this fire. Okay, excellent. And we're gonna go ahead and fire a missile. I don't care about wasting missiles on this guy. Alright, let's hope we get some, scrap 11, and we get to investigate the station. The station was either abandoned or stripped clean. It seems to have lain unused for quite some time. You find nothing useful. Damn it! Okay. Alright, so we need to jump at this point. I mean, we could probably stretch it and jump to another one, but I'm not going to risk it. You arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. The captain of this ship claims he can provide services as long as you got the scrap. You can hire the mercenary to delay the rebels for 25 scrap, hire him to scout the sector, 16, fight the ship. You have no need of his services. We will just have no need of his services right now, and we will go ahead and jump, because I want to show you how that works. See, so the rebel forces are coming behind us pretty hard and pushing us, but we were able to make several jumps and do pretty good, so we will go ahead and go into the next sector. In the next sector, we have a choice between 2 different paths, and you can kind of see it's, you know, it kind of shows you the basic types of encounters you could have, so we will just go ahead and go into the Mantis area for now. You entered a poorly charted area of space that's known to be home to the Mantis. Ensure your hull plating is up to scratch and that you have enough fuel in the tank to make it through. Now, what we will do here real quick before I end the video is I'll show you a little bit of this, is how you can do the actual upgrades. You can actually go in here, for instance, early on, a couple things you want to do, at least that I usually do, is upgrade power and shields, and then you start going into the weapons and try to get some upgrades and some other things. I'm going to go ahead and get 2 power, and we're going to go ahead and upgrade our shield twice to get a second shield bar. And then we got 21 left. I'd like to upgrade the sensors, but yeah, we'll go ahead and leave that. So we'll we'll accept that, but let's go back in here. You can actually look at your crew and see what their crew skills are. You can see that Vivamord is getting a bit of a level up in the weapons room. This guy is our pilot, Varnus, and so you can kind of, guys, skill up as you go along. You can go into your equipment and change your weapons, change your drones. You get augmentations, which are kind of like always-on abilities type things. The cargo that you get, you can actually sell and trade for other weapons. When you do the upgrades on your weapon systems, it allows you to have more system power so that you can upgrade more weapons. So there's a lot to the game as you go along, you know, upgrading your ship. You know, now that I upgraded the shields, as you saw in the power, I'm able to, because I have the 2 extra power, I can sit here and upgrade the shields fully, and now I will actually be able to take a double hit from a attack. So let's go ahead and jump real quick. There's a store there, but let's go ahead and we can hit the store in a second. Let's jump up there. We'll do a couple more jumps here, but I think you guys get the general idea behind the video. You arrive in an asteroid belt to discover that a rebel automated scout has been stationed here. Prepare for a fight. Excellent. Now this is interesting when you're fighting in asteroid fields, because asteroids will periodically hit you and the other enemy and can knock your shields down, which give opportunities for weapons fire. So you have to be careful. We will go ahead and take out his shields first, if we can. I missed. We will go ahead and use our burst to try to take his weapons out, actually. Now you saw that the first couple shots took the shields down, and the third one finally hit to disable. So let's go ahead and try with this rocket again. Let's try to take his shields out. See, now he's going to start taking additional damage. I took his shields completely out. Now the asteroids are going to start hitting him. So he'll be taking even more. I'm not going to fire another missile and waste it. Alright, he explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. Alright, so we got 3 fuel, 1 drone part, and 17 scrap. Excellent. We don't need you. Who's the guy that was getting good with weapons? You need to get in the weapons room. Vivmord. Alright, so we're waiting for our... We'll go ahead and power that up. Waiting so we can jump. We'll jump. Let's jump to here, and then maybe if we score some more scrap, we'll go to the store, and I'll kind of show you the store real quick. You were immediately hailed by an impressive-looking mantis ship. Your ship would make a mighty fine prize. Prepare for battle. Jerk. Alright. Now, this guy, okay, this is going to be a little scrappy. This little symbol right here at the tail end of his ship is a teleport pad. So he's going to start teleporting dudes onto our ship that we're going to have to fight, which can lead to some very difficult situations. Right there. Alright, see, we got 2 mantis that are in our sensor room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a couple guys there to fight, but be ready to move them to medical very quickly. Okay, that, let's take his shields out, if we can. And then I'm gonna take his teleport pad out so he can't send nobody else over. You know what? Forget this. Prepare for retreat. Looks like they're preparing to make a hasty getaway. Okay, now if I don't want them to get away, I need to take out their engines. Now, I think those guys, they took out my sensors, so I can't see within my ship now. But I think they're in the shield room. So... Okay, they're not getting away now. We need to move these guys into medical. We need him to come help. And we probably should have took out the weapons on that last one, but... Oh, Joel's about to die. Okay, we blew up the ship, but we still have the boarders. 2 fuel, 2 missiles, 17 scrap. Now, we could vent the atmosphere on them, but they could always move out of that, so it's better for us to just keep meleeing them down here. A lot of times you can just lure them into your medical, and then once you get them into your medical, you can take them out. Actually, let's move him back over here to fix our sensors. Okay, those guys both, they fixed that, so let's move in there. Fix our sensors. You can see the sensors, when they black it out, though, you can't see anything within the ship, so it makes it... The borders can be... most of the times that I have lost on this game, it's typically either been because of borders that get on your ship and just they overpower your crew and you just end up overtaking you, or the other way that I usually lose is you typically get into situations where you get too many fires going on, and you're sitting there and you're trying to vent atmosphere, and then your oxygen gets taken out, and then your crew can't get to the oxygen to fix it because your atmosphere is venting in between, and so you get into a weird situation where you have all your guys in the front of the ship, but the oxygen's out, but you can't get to them to the oxygen room to fix it without, you know, them dying of asphyxiation or something. So that's typically what happens. So let's go ahead and jump to the store. and show you that real quick. A struggling Mantis cargo ship headed for the node raises what's left of shields as you jump in. You power up your weapons as a show of force, and they reluctantly agree to offload some of their cargo to you for a price. So this is what the stores typically look like, and you can buy all your common things you need, like fuel, for instance, or missiles, or drones. You can repair one bar at a time, or you can fix everything, and then you can also buy up here different systems, like drone controls and cloaking, which is kind of fun. And then down here is kind of the special area, which this typically either has weapons, or crew members, or different drone types, things like that. So as you can see down here, we got like a pike beam. Can cut across entire ships, assuming there's no shield to stop it. So that's a pretty neat weapon for sure, but we don't have enough to buy either one of these, unfortunately. But that's what the stores look like. You can sell things if you have extras. I mean, I could probably sell like my laser and get the pike beam. But nope, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buy some missiles and a fuel and then fix everything. And then we would just continue on, and I'd go ahead and spend probably one more to go ahead and get another missile. And then you close and you keep going. But I think that gives you guys a really good look. There's a lot of other videos out there. I may do a little mini LP on this at some point. I think what I'd like to do, though, is I'd like to play the game a little further, unlock some of the more advanced ships, maybe, and then do an LP, because I know a lot of other people, they're doing little LPs out there. They're doing them with this ship or one of the other early ships. I'd like to play a little further, maybe get one of the more advanced ships, and then do a little LP with that, so people can see something a little bit different. But I think this video, for the purposes of doing a quick look so you guys can see what all the hubbub's about, pretty much accomplishes that, hopefully. It's a really cool game. I highly recommend it. For the price, it's only, I believe, $8 or $9. And it's a lot of fun, you know. You can sit down and play for 20 minutes, and it definitely has a different feel than your other roguelike games, so it's really neat. It's engaging. The strategy of moving your crew around the ship and getting them into certain areas is really neat. I mean, and you get some really challenging scenarios when you're in a battle and you got borders and you're trying to put fires out and you got solar flares popping. I mean, it gets very hectic. So anyway, again, that is FTL, Faster Than Light. You can get it on Steam for $9, and I highly recommend you do pick it up. I think these guys, for a small little independent developer, have done an incredible job on this game, and I highly recommend getting it if you have any interest in it at all after watching this video. So again, that's it. Thanks for joining the tavern, and I will see you on the next one.